Hello everyone, this is Monica R from 3rd year Biomedical Department. In this video, me and my teammates Pavitra and Sonika are going to present about our mini project. The title of our project is Tuberculosis Global Analyzer TBSA Kit. In this video, you are going to see about the TBSA kit in the following categories. Abstract, and it is followed by objective, introduction, survey, diagnosis, existing system, drawbacks of existing system, our idea, materials, records and methods, block diagram and its explanation, advancement of proposed system. Abstract. TB is an ancient disease with molecular evidence over 17 years ago. In spite of treatment and diagnosis, people were still suffering from TB. TB is considered as one of the top 10 killer infectious diseases. According to WHO, TB is a pandemic disease. It will mostly get along to HIV patients. Objective. Our aim is to diagnose TB in a non-invasive and in an easy way. Introduction. TB is an infectious disease which affects lungs. TB is an airborne disease which can spread from one people to another people, but in many cases it is preventable and treatable. Types. There are two types of TB. One is the latent TB and the another one is the active TB. The person with latent TB will have no symptoms and it is not seen usually in chest X-ray. It is only detected in skin and blood test. This bacteria will not grow in the victim and it is not spread from one people to another people, but it may advance into an active TB after a long time. Active TB. The person with active TB will have symptoms, and these active TB will make the victim feel sick, and it grows in the body of the victim and it can spread from one people to another people. Symptoms of active TB. Coughing that lasts 3 to more weeks, coughing with blood, chest pain, unconditional weight loss, fatigue, fever, chills and loss of appetite. Treatment. The most common medications used to treat tuberculosis were isoniazid, rifampin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide. Some may have TB drug resistance. For that cases, antibiotics called fluoroquinolones and injecting medicines such as amikacin used for 20 to 30 months. Some TB will develop resistance to these medications too. Survey. WHO in 2018 declared that over 10 million people around the world will have developed TB and 1.5 million people have died due to TB. This disease will mostly affect the Asian countries. In the same year, US declared that a new confirmed case of 9,025 TB patients. Diagnosis. The common tests used to diagnose TB were skin test, blood test, chest X-ray and sputum test. Let's see about each test separately. Skin test. Skin test is also known as tuberculin skin test. Skin test is used to determine whether the patient is positive or negative to TB, but it will never used to detect whether it is an active TB or latent TB. Montex tuberculosis skin test. In this test, a tiny amount of tuberculosis is injected into the victim's body. Tuberculin is a purified protein derivative which is extracted from the TB causing bacteria. This tuberculin will develop a bump size within a 48 to 72 hours. The size is used to determine whether it is a positive patient or negative patient. A result of same test. If the bump size is less than 5 mm means the patient is negative to TB. If it is greater than 5 mm means it is positive to TB. And further, the positive patient depends upon the size fall into 3 categories. The first category consists of 5 to 9 mm size of bump. The second category consists of 10 to 14 mm of bump, and the third category consists of greater than 15 mm of bump size. The further tests were explained by Sonika.
Blood test. If the skin test is confirmed, then we have to do blood test. The tuberculosis blood test is also called as interferon gamma release assay. Is used to find TB germs. In this, two tests is carried out. The first one is the quantiferon TB gold in tube test, and the second one is the T-spot TB test. Process of blood test. First, we have to collect blood sample in a tube. Second, then the tube is mixed and incubated. Third, manually or automatically perform the test. And final, then we have to do result calculation in the software. Chest X-ray and sputum test. If the blood test and the skin test is confirmed, we have to do further process. The skin test and the blood test will not indicate whether the TB is active or latent. So to test for active form of TB, X-ray and the sputum test are carried out. The X-ray test is used to find the quantity of TB in a patient. Sputum test. It is used to find germs that causes infection. In this method, sample sputum is added to a substance that promotes growth of bacteria. If a bacteria is not grown in the culture, then the result is negative. If the bacteria is grown in a culture, then the result is positive. It takes about 1 to 8 weeks to provide result. Rapid sputum test tells within 24 hours. Existing system. The recent tool that is used to diagnose TB is the Expert MTB or RIT assay. This assay is a nucleic acid amplification test that uses the disposable cartridge with Germ Expert instrument system. In this method, the sputum sample is collected from the patient. Then the sputum is mixed with the reagent and cartridge containing this mixture. This is a diagram of Gene Expert machine. Principle of working in Gene Expert machine. This machine is used to specify the DNA of the TB bacterium. If suppose the TB bacterium is present in a sample, the machine will detect their DNA and automatically multiply it. This technique is called polymerase chain reaction. This Gene Expert machine can tell us two things. First, whether a person has TB or not, and second, if the patient's body gives better result or not by using the drugs. Rifampicin also it checks. Drawbacks. Initial cost is high. Required technical and skilled person to run the test. Third, non-user friendly and non-economical. Results are not instant. The further explanation will be given by Pavitra.
In order to overcome all the drawbacks that are present in the existing system, we have an idea of diagnosing the tuberculosis disease in a non-invasive way by testing the saliva samples. So we have choose the saliva sample because of its low protein content. Due to low protein content, there is no need for additional processing, whereas when we take a serum sample, it will contain a high protein content, so we have to remove the protein content and then only we have to undergo further testing. So in order to avoid this difficulty, we have choose saliva as a medium to test the tuberculosis. We have an idea of testing this or diagnosing this disease by two methods. One is we are going to use an antigen antibody reaction. So we know that if we are going to take the saliva sample, and if that saliva sample contains the mycobacterium antigen in it, then when we are going to react it with a corresponding antibody, then the antigen and antibody reaction will occur, and then it will lead to a formation of precipitation band or a color change is formed, and from this we can diagnose whether the patient is positive or not. So in the antigen antibody reaction, the antigen that is used, the antigen is the mycobacterium tuberculosis and antibody is anti-TB. We can coat the antibodies in wells. We even get coated antibody wells. We can use it for this purpose, and by this antigen antibody reaction occurs, and due to agglutination we get a precipitation band or color change. We are going to the procedure that is carried out is that kit is prepared by coating the anti-TB, that is antibody, on a closed polymer surface, and then we are going to place drops of saliva sample in that kit, and if that mycobacterium is present, then antigen antibody reaction will form and a precipitation band is formed, or else the strip will be clear and the result will be negative. In the second method, we are going to use a niacin strip method, where in that kit we are going to coat a niacin strip, that is in a closed polymer surface. We are going to coat a niacin strip which is readily available, and then we are going to drop cultured saliva, and also in order to induce the growth, we are going to add growth factors like tuberculin, so that the bacteria will grow fast and we can produce an instant result. And if that mycobacterium is present in that saliva sample, then due to the excess amount of niacin, the strip will turn yellow, and this will indicate a positive test, and if the strip is clear, then the result will be negative. So the overall material that is required is that in method 1, when we use antigen antibody reaction, we need a polymer surface, sputum sample, and an anti-TB. Sputum sample is nothing but the saliva sample, and method 2, we are going to use a polymer surface, then niacin strip and tuberculin. And then this is the block diagram representation of our diagnostic method. So first block goes here, collection of saliva sample. So we are going to collect the saliva sample from the patients, that is whom we are going to check, and this should be stored carefully so that no contamination occurs, so that we get a good result. And then it is also necessary to label that samples with the name and also the other details like age, etc., so that we can avoid confusion. And then placement. Then the next block is placement of sample on the sample pad. So we are going to place the saliva sample that is collected from the patient on the sample pad without any spillage, so that it doesn't get spilled to the other parts of the kit. And then we are going to add the buffers. In buffers here, we are going to use tuberculin, so that it will promotes the growth of mycobacterium, and when the niacin strip is placed with this will induce a color change easily, and we will get the result very soon. So we are going to use due to that we are going to use the buffer. Then the next block is the biochemical reactions. So when we are going to use the method when that is antigen antibody reaction and agglutination occurs, whereas in the second method, niacin strip, due to the excess amount of niacin, the niacin strip turns yellow when there is presence of mycobacterium, or else the strip will be clear and we can consider that the result is negative. So conclusion. So by this diagnostic kit, we can diagnose the tuberculosis disease in a non-invasive and an easy way, and also this is an economic one, and it is cost efficient. So this method actually produces an instant result rather than taking many hours to week. So thank you.
The main advantages of the proposed system are that we don't even need an highly